I'm really inspired by my colleagues, the students and the staff working in the lab.
When I walk through the doors, that I'm working to help kids with cancer.
It helps to have better quality of life.
Hey, welcome. Thank you so much for choosing to be part of our Yogapalooza. My name is Rob Aranyosi, and I'm a yoga teacher here in the Ottawa area. The class that I put together is super fun, challenging, and dynamic, so I hope you are ready for a good, fun, energetic class. You can find me teaching here in the city at Elevate Yoga, Pure Yoga, and Moto Yoga in Orleans. And I teach drop-in classes, teacher trainings, workshops, and private sessions. You can feel free to connect with me through social media or by just coming to take my class. I look forward to having you join me. We're going to begin today's practice in a seated position, kneeling on the shins. You can feel free to take a block or something in between your ankles if that makes you feel more comfortable. We'll start with a simple breathing exercise just to connect to the diaphragm, as the diaphragm is also part of the deep front line. So go ahead and relax your hands anywhere that's comfortable. Sit up nice and tall. Close your eyes down. Allow the breath to begin to flow in and out of the nose. Start to allow each breath to become a little bit deeper until you begin to feel the belly start to draw outwards. And maybe even as you exhale, you begin to feel a little bit of the core muscles start to activate, almost like a forced exhalation. Let's take a deep inhale, fill all the way up to the top. Take a long, slow exhale out of the nose. When you begin to get towards the bottom of your exhale, continue to breathe more air out, so you're really forcing the air out of your body. Once you've squeezed so much air out, hold your breath, relax your belly, and try to see if you can connect to the feeling of the belly button drawing in towards the spine and up towards the heart. So it's a subtle lifting action. Release the belly. Take an inhale through the nose, fill all the way to the top. Slow, long exhale out of the nose. So once you get to the bottom of your exhale, you continue to squeeze more air out, so you're forcing the air out. You're feeling the front core muscles start to brace. Hold the breath. Relax the belly. Begin to draw it up and in, almost like you're sucking your stomach in and up, creating this kind of vacuum-like feeling in the lower belly area. Relax the belly. Take a full breath in through the nose, all the way to the top. Long exhale out. Keep squeezing all the air out. We'll do this 2 more times. So keep squeezing, squeezing, squeezing. At the bottom of the exhale, relax the abdominal muscles. Let the belly draw in and up as you encourage it to by almost maybe taking a false inhalation. Relax the belly. Take a real inhale. Fill all the way up to the top. Long exhale out. We'll do this for our last round. Keep squeezing the air out. Really force, 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 push. At the bottom of the exhale, once you force the air out, hold the breath. Relax the belly. Let it draw up and in. Take a false inhale to allow that action to be encouraged a little bit more. Relax that action. Take a real inhale through the nose. And a natural exhale. Let the breath return to a normal rhythm. Begin to lean back, curl the fingertips forward, round the spine. And as you inhale, rock forward, slide the fingertips up towards the hip creases, squeeze the shoulder blades into the back. Exhale, lean back, curl the fingertips forward, round the spine, straighten through the arms, tuck the chin. Inhale, slide the fingertips up towards the hips, squeeze the shoulder blades towards the back. Take that one more time. Exhale. Inhale. Return back to a neutral spine. Take your fingertips so they are behind you. Blocks can also be quite useful for this. If you can get the palms firmly down on the ground, you can go ahead and do that. Begin to lift the hips up towards the sky. So they might lift a little bit or a lot depending on what's going on. So just feel that. Tuck the tailbone, squeeze the butt. Slide your right foot forward, lift it, place it down on the ground. Bend into the right knee, try to lift your hips a little bit higher as you continue to keep the left shin rooted down on the ground. Push into the palms, slide your left foot beside your right foot so you are in reverse tabletop, fingers forward, chest beginning to lift a little higher up towards the sky. Start to lower the butt down towards the earth. Try to hover it between the hands as you straighten the legs, pulling back into almost kind of like this L sit. And if the butt comes to the ground, no worries, but try to keep it lifting away from the ground. Lower the butt down, lift the legs up. Reach the arms forward towards the front of the room. Draw your right knee towards your chest. So loop your hands around your shin, lower down onto your back, release your left foot down. Relax your head. Take the knee over to the right side a little bit so you feel a little opening happening through the right inner thigh, left leg. Bring the right leg back to center. Kick the heel directly up towards the sky. Lift the left leg. Take an inhale. As you exhale, do a crunch like you're doing a sit-up. Reach the arms forward towards the front of your mat. Kick through the right heel, kick through the left heel. Bring the right leg a little bit closer in, round. Draw the right knee in towards the chest. Lift the left leg. Use a little bit of momentum to rock up into kind of like this boat variation. Bring the soles of your feet together. Let the knees separate and come into a little diamond shape. So work into just a little bit of a bounce here as you keep the feet together. Allow the knees to kind of flop down towards the floor. And continue to press the big toes together. Hold the ankles. Keep the spine nice and lengthened. Let's bounce here for a little bit. Release the bouncing action, close the hips up, or you can even keep a little bit of space just to create more room to lean forward. Lean forward, lift your butt, take your fingertips down, fold over your legs, and take a little kind of straighten and bending of the legs dynamically just to wake up the hamstrings a little more. Bend into the knees, root your palms down on the ground. Lean forward. Think about lifting the heels of your hands, but keeping the fingertips and the knuckles rooted. Come onto the fingertips, lean back, try to flex the toes up towards the face as you keep the legs relatively straight. Lower the feet, lean forward, lift the heels, lift the palms of the hands as the weight shifts forward. Lean back, come onto the fingertips, flex through the toes as the weight goes back. One more time, forward, lift the palms, lean back, flex the toes. Release, slowly rise up to stand, circle the arms up overhead. Bring the hands to heart center. We'll work into a little more bouncing here as we take the hands into this position where the middle fingers will chase towards the base of the skull. and the elbows will begin to squeeze together, and this will open up into the shoulder blades a little bit more. Take the feet about hip distance with the toes maybe slightly out. Keep the legs pretty straight here. We'll come to the end range of our forward fold with the legs straight, and we'll continue to round in through the spine as the chin tucks. Once we get there and we feel the tension being created through the back of the body, we'll create a little bit of a bounce here. So you feel free to look at the video if you've never done this before, but we'll bounce here for 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release your fingertips down to the floor. Lift your heels up away from the mat. Begin to lower both your shins down towards the mat. Feel free to walk your hands forward to create a little bit more ease through the transition. Then untuck your toes, sit towards your heels at the back of your mat. Take your hands behind you or your fingertips behind you. Find that little bit of lean back action. Push into the shins, lift the hips away from the heels. Push down into the right shin, slide your left leg forward towards the front of the mat, push into the palms, lift the hips up as you create almost like this lunge position, kind of like reverse tabletop, to open up into the right quad and the right hip. Slide your right foot to match your left foot, lift the hips higher up towards the sky as you push a little more firmly down into the hands, reverse tabletop. Lower the butt down towards the floor. Take it between the hands. Maybe it stays floating. Maybe the legs might lift up away from the mat. Perhaps not, but fun to give it a try. Lower the butt down. Release your arms forward. Straighten through your legs. Come into boat. So as we slide onto our backs, loop the left shin with your hands. Come onto your back. Release the right leg down to the floor. Take a little bit of a hip opener as you pull the knee slightly over to the left side. Bring the leg right back through center. Kick the leg directly or, intending directly up towards the sky as you straighten through the leg. Lift the right leg up, take an inhale, reach the arms forward towards the front of the room. Exhale, round the spine as you crunch up like you're doing a sit-up, working your right leg and your left leg towards straight. As your left leg comes a little closer towards the face, reach forward a little further, lift the chest. Bend into the left knee, lift the right leg a little bit of momentum to rock up into like this boat variation. Take the soles of the feet together, separate the knees. This time, instead of kind of bouncing the knees up and down, come into kind of like a forward fold, fingertips down. We're gonna bounce forward. So feet stay together, we'll bounce forward here for 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. With or without the assistance of your hands, rock up into a forward fold. Right away, bear weight into the palms like we did earlier. Lift the heels of the hands up, lift onto the balls of the feet, push into the palms, keep the arms straight, or push into the hands, keep the arms straight. Ground the heels down, come onto the fingertips, lean back, flex the toes in towards the face. Lean forward, press, lift the heels. Rock back, fingertips, flex the toes in. Last round, forward, lift, back, flex. Nice, bend into the knees, rise up, circle the arms overhead. Bring the hands right to heart center. Take the hands behind the head. We'll keep the back neutral for this one as we create a bounce again instead of rounding the spine. So feet can be about hips distance or so, legs relatively straight. Keep the back neutral, bounce, cut your chest towards the floor or towards your legs depending on your range of motion for 20,
19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Release your hands down towards the ground. Take a step back into your first down dog of the practice and begin to pedal out into the feet. Create a nice strong connection of the palms pressing down into the earth. Allow the head to maybe move a little bit from side to side. And begin to tiptoe your feet forward up towards your hands at the front of the mat. Take an inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Plant the palms, step back to plank pose. Take an inhale as you arrive. Bend the arms, lower halfway down, chaturanga. Untuck the toes to up dog. Exhale, move your hips back to down dog. We'll breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift the heels, bend the knees, look forward, step or hop your feet to the front of your mat. Lengthen your spine. Fold and round in. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands towards the heart. Inhale, arms up, maybe add a little back bend as you lift the chest. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Plant the palm, step or hop back to chaturanga. Inhale, pull through, upward facing dog. Exhale, hips up and back to downward facing dog. Lift the heels, bend the knees, look forward, step or hop to the front of your mat. Lengthen your spine, round forward and fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands towards the heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift, plant the palms, chaturanga on the exhale. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, hips up and back to down dog. Bend the knees, step or hop into chair pose at the front of your mat. Lower your butt down a little bit. Stretch your arms forward, up and overhead. Stand up. Relax your arms beside your body. Close the eyes for a moment. Take a second to center in. Through your next inhale, send it right back through chair pose. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift, plant the palms, step or hop back, chaturanga. Up dog, down dog. Let's turn around so you can see me a little bit better. Lift your right leg up towards the sky. Bend your right knee, start to open up into your right hip. Keep the hip open. Lift your left heel, draw the right knee towards the right tricep. Hold. Keeping both the arms straight, open the hip up a little bit more. Roll to the outstep of the left foot, reach the right arm up to the sky, so you're in kind of like this side plank variation. You can also take your foot down to the ground behind you into more of a modified variation as well. Step your right foot to the front of your mat. Reach your arms up towards the sky, come into a high lunge. We'll do our lunges a little bit different today. Shorten your stance a little bit. Lift your back heel, bend your back knee so that you create kind of like more of an active stretch through the left leg. Lift the right heel, reach the arms up. So you're going to look over towards the left side, spin the toes over to the left side, bend the knees, come into a goddess squat, reach the arms towards the front and back of the room. Look towards your left leg. We're going to pivot that way into a low lunge facing the back of the room. Lower your back knee down. Keep the front leg bent. Push the palms out in front of you like you're doing plank pose. Round the spine, tuck through the chin. Straighten through your front leg. Reach your arms back. Keep the front toes curling up towards the face like an unsupported half splits. Bend into the front knee, lift the back knee, reach the arms up into our lunge. Come back into that same style of lunge where you bend the back knee a little bit, lift the left heel. Pivot over to goddess pose facing the right side of the room, reach the arms towards the front and back. Think about leading with the left hand here. You're going to press the left hand towards the right leg, pivot onto the ball of the left foot, draw the right arm back into a twist, push through both palms. Release your left hand down towards the earth. Step your right foot over your left leg. Reach the right arm up and overhead. Release your right hand down towards the floor. Plank pose, chaturanga, up dog, and down dog. Lift your left leg up. Bend your left knee. Open up into your left hip. Lift the right heel, take the left knee over to the left elbow, squeeze it in, hold. Open the hip up to the side a little bit more. Roll to the outer border of the right leg, reach the left arm up to the sky, lift the left knee up, or step the left foot behind you. Place the left foot towards the front of the mat, rise up into high lunge. Shorten your stance if you need to, bend into your back leg, lift your front heel, reach your arms up and overhead. Look towards the right side, pivot the toes over, goddess pose, reaching the arms towards the sides of the room. All right, so as we kind of do these pivoting motions, we're rotating towards the same leg that we're moving. Pivot towards the back of the room, lower the left knee down, keep the front leg bent, push like plank pose towards the back of your mat, round through the spine, tuck through the chin. Lengthen your front leg, pull the hips back into a half splits, curl the toes up, reach the arms back. Bend into the front knee, rise up through high lunge variation, lift the heel, pivot over to the left side through goddess pose. Lead with the right arm, push the right arm towards the left leg, pivot onto the ball of the back foot, reach your left arm towards the back of the room, twist. Release the right hand down to the inside of the foot, step the left foot over the right leg, reach the left arm overhead. Flip back into plank pose, chaturanga, up dog, down dog. Lift the heels, bend the knees, look forward, step or hop chair pose at the front of your mat. Rise up, relax your arms beside your body. Take it right back through chair with the inhale. Fold forward on the exhale. Inhale, half lift. Plant the palms, step or hop back. Flow. And downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up, bend your knee, open your hip. Draw your knee towards the tricep as you breathe out, squeeze it in, lift and open up the hip a little bit more. Roll to the outer border of the hip. Inhale, reach your right arm up to the sky, lift the right knee. Exhale, place your right foot towards the front of your mat. Inhale, rise up through high lunge. Lift the front heel, bend the back knee. Exhale, pivot to the left side through goddess pose. Inhale, pivot into low lunge at the back of the room. Push the palms towards the back. Exhale, straighten your front leg, pull the hips back, unsupported half splits. Inhale, rise up through high lunge variation. Exhale, pivot through goddess pose. Lead with the left arm, push the left arm forward, twist towards the side as you inhale. Release the left hand down towards the mat, step the right foot over the left leg, reach the right arm overhead. Flip back over, plank pose, chaturanga, up dog, and down dog. Lift your left leg up, bend your left knee, open your left hip. Bring your left knee towards your left elbow, open the hip up to the side, roll to the outer border of the foot, lift your left arm up. Next, exhale, step the left foot all the way to the front of the mat. Rise up through high lunge on the inhale. Exhale, goddess. Inhale, low lunge facing the back of the room. Press the palms out like plank pose. Lengthen the front leg, draw back into unsupported half splits. Rise up through high lunge, keep lifting the front heel. Come through goddess pose. Push the right arm forward, twist as you reach the left arm back. Take the right hand down to the mat. Wild thing, step the left leg over the right. Come right through, plank pose, chaturanga, up dog, and down dog. As you arrive in down dog, take a moment to really feel the hips lift high up and back. Lift the heels up. Encourage more space into the shoulders as you press into the palms, and allow the chest to melt a little bit closer towards the legs. Begin to walk your fingertips towards the back of the room. Come into forward fold at the back of your mat. Separate the feet about hips distance, or maybe a little bit wider even. Come onto the fingertips. So this next movement is pretty challenging. You can use blocks for sure. Would make it much easier if you have them. Otherwise, take your fingertips about mat distance, pretty wide. And yeah, lift your heels up away from the mat. Bend into your right leg. Lift the right foot. Bend the left knee. Kick the right leg forward. Crawl the fingertips forward. Place the right heel down on the ground, kind of like you're in towards like a full splits type of thing, except maybe not so deep. And then arrive. So back knee will be lifted here. We're going to add a little bit of a bounce. Keep the back leg straight. Keep the front toes curling up towards the face. Bounce for 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take the right hand to the inside of the right leg. Pivot the toes over to the left side. Come into a middle splits. Right, so just here for a little bit, not too long. Heel toe your feet a little bit closer together, quite a bit closer together until you come into a goddess position. Bend into your knees, move your butt back, come into goddess. So right away, create a little bit of a sway from front to back here. If you can turn your right toes a little more forward, do that. You're gonna take a little hop off the back leg, cross the left leg all the way over the right leg. Eagle wrap the right arm underneath the left arm, come into eagle. Take an inhale. As you exhale, round the elbows in towards the knees, and come into like a compressed eagle. Unravel the arms and the legs at the same time. Kick your left leg back, reach your arms to the back of the room. Inhale. Exhale, draw the left knee in towards the chest. Keep leaning forward like you're hugging your knee in, round in. Inhale, kick your left leg back, sweep the arms back. Exhale, round in. Push the shoulders forward to really round out through the spine as you hug the knee. Kick it back. Round in. We'll catch a hold of the knee, rise all the way up. Take both of your hands to the top of your left leg. Push down into your left leg. Draw up with your left leg. So you're creating resistance here. Notice how this right leg might want to bend a little bit. Try to keep that leg straight as you really engage into the outer hip muscles to kind of stabilize here. Push into the left leg. Release the activation, stay balancing on your right leg, grab a hold of your left ankle with your left hand, kick towards the back of the room, coming towards something like a dancer's pose or even a quad stretch. Reach the right arm up towards the sky. Release the leg, take your fingertips down towards the ground into a supported warrior three. Cross your left leg as far over to the right side of the room as you can and as far forward as you can so it's hovering and you're feeling inner thighs. Start to work here, lift the leg higher. Kick towards the back of the room, try to keep the leg straight, reach the arms forward, begin to rise up, kick the left leg out towards the front of the room. Take it right back in reverse, hinge forward, keep the leg straight, take the fingertips down towards the mat. Cross your left leg over to the right side, lift through the leg really, really high and forward to really fire through the inner thighs here. Kick towards the back of the room, slide forward, draw the left knee in, keep it straight, leg straight as you reach up overhead. Take this one more time, sweep it down, fingertips come down, slide your left leg over to the right side, rise all the way back through supported warrior three, all the way up into your balancing position. Draw the knee tightly into the chest, lean forward, take the palms down towards your mat, kind of like we did before, but the left knee is towards the chest. Lean into the palms, lift the right heel, maybe try to pick the right foot up. I know it's pretty challenging, but maybe you're gonna pick it up into kind of like a tuck handstand or a crane pose, maybe. But either way, you're squeezing the knees into the chest, and if you're inverted, you'll come back down into a lunge position, step the left foot back, plant the palms, step the right foot back into downward facing dog. Inhale, ripple forward like a wave, come into plank pose, chaturanga, up dog, and down dog. Crawl your fingertips back towards your feet at the back of your mat and arrive in a forward fold. Separate the feet about hip distance. Take the fingers about mat distance. So you know blocks here under the hands are also very useful. Lift both the heels up away from the mat. Begin to walk the hands a little farther forward, and this is kind of more intuitive than it is instructional, so feel in your own body how this works. Pick the left leg up. Begin to kick the left leg forward. As you crawl the fingertips forward, left leg comes to the front of your mat, toes come down. So if you need to kind of adjust and bend the knee and do anything to get into this kind of active splits variation, go ahead and find it there. Front leg relatively straight, back leg relatively straight. Squeeze into the right glute. We'll bounce here for 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take your left hand to the inside of your leg, pivot the toes over to the right side, come into middle splits. So for middle splits, if you're someone like me who has a little bit of kind of like bone structure stuff going on, you might not be able to get so wide from leg to leg, but a variation that feels really good to take in terms of activation is to really flex the toes up towards the sky, dial them out a little bit, pull the inner heels together as you begin to slide the legs a little further apart. So be here for, I don't know, another 15 seconds or so. Close the hips up by allowing the feet to come down and then heel toe the feet closer together. Dial the toes out, heels in, bend into the knees, reach the arms out to the sides. Add a little bit of sway right away from side to side. Turn the left toes out a little bit more towards the front of the room. Then take a little hop off your back leg. Cross your right leg all the way over your left leg to eagle wrap the legs. Eagle wrap your left arm underneath your right arm. Take a breath in. Exhale, bring the elbows towards the knees, round in through the spine. Unravel the arms and the legs, kick towards the back of the room, reach the arms back, warrior three. Draw the right knee into the chest, round the spine as you reach the arms towards the floor, and then around the legs like you're giving your right knee a nice hug. Kick the right leg back, lift the chest, reach the arms back. Draw the knee in, round, press into the left leg. Kick the leg out, reach towards the back of the room. Last time we'll round in, squeeze, rise, kick out towards the back of the room. Release your fingertips down towards the floor so you come into like a supported, I totally messed that up. Draw the right knee in towards the chest, rise up into a little bit of a balancing position. Take the hands to the top of your right leg. Push down into the right leg. Draw the right knee in. Press to resist. Keep straightening through the left leg. Grab a hold of your right ankle with your right hand. Kick towards the back of the room. Reach your left arm forward, up, and over into like a dancer's variation. Release your right leg. Take your fingertips down towards the earth into a supported warrior three. I'll just switch angles here so you can see maybe a little bit better. Take your right leg, cross it as far over to the left side as you can. Keep the leg floating. Squeeze the inner thighs together, lift the leg really high. Take it back into supported warrior three. Keep with the leg straight, begin to rise up. Kick the right leg forward, reach the arms up towards the sky. Right back in the reverse order, we'll take it back through this straight-legged position into a straight-legged warrior three. As the hands come down, cross the leg over towards the left side, squeeze the inner thighs, bring the leg really high, straighten through the left leg, pull back on the left hip. Take it back through warrior three, hover the foot with the leg straight, begin to rise up, kick the right leg all the way up. Float it back. Release the fingertips down, kick the leg towards the back of the room, warrior three, over to the left side, squeeze. Back to center, rise up, take the leg all the way with you. Draw the knee into the chest, we'll take the hands down to the ground, working into kind of like that pressing position where the palms come down to the mat, the right knee compresses towards the right side, squeeze it in. Lift high into the ball of the left foot. As if you lean the shoulders a little further past the wrist, maybe you can begin to pick the left foot up, squeeze the left foot in, press up into just a little bit of balance for a sec. Then landing back in a lunge, left leg down, right leg towards the back of the room. Palms plant, step back into downward facing dog. So breathe here, last down dog of the practice. Step or hop to the front of your mat. Come into a seated position with the legs forward. So take the legs into kind of like a wide straddle position. And we won't take them super wide into like the stretching variation. We're gonna do something a little bit different. So rotate towards your left leg. Take your right hand towards the inner leg, left hand towards the outer leg. Press into the palms as you lean forward. Try to lift the butt for 5. Maybe lift the legs for 4, 3, 2. Lower the heels, lower the butt. A really challenging movement. Even if it doesn't look like it, it's one of the harder ones for sure. Twist towards the right leg. Left hand to the inside, right hand to the outside. Lean forward, press. Try to lift the butt, try to lift the legs. Lower the heels, lower the butt. Last thing we'll do here through center, in the same kind of wide straddle thing, crawl your fingertips forward so you're kind of coming into like a forward fold here. Stay on the fingertips, press into the fingertips, do your best. This is really challenging, but I know that you can do this, or at least you can give it your best. Lift the legs up, bring the legs to hug the arms, press the arms out into the legs, hold 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the feet down, nice work. Take the soles of the feet together. Let the knees separate. Fold over the legs. Allow the spine to round, the head to relax, and the breath to begin to slow down. Start to walk your hands back up. Come out of the forward fold. Close your hips up, draw your knees back together. Send the legs forward. Come onto your back. Take the feet down onto the ground and the arms beside your body like you are going to set up for bridge pose, but we're not going to go quite there. So kind of in your traditional bridge pose, the feet are usually somewhat under the knees. We'll take them a little more forward towards the front of your mat. Start with the action of curling the toes up, or I guess you could say flexing the feet up. So you're dorsiflexing the foot so that only the heel is in contact with the ground. And if you are have more restriction in your foot, some more of the foot might be down, but the intention is to lift everything except the heel. Press into the palms, dig the heels down, lift the butt up into like this bridge variation. Just gonna do this one time. Walk your left leg forward a little bit. Walk your right leg forward a little bit. Keep the hips lifted. Walk it all the way until kind of, alternating side to side until your legs get either all the way straight or towards straight without letting the butt touch. So you're really engaging the hamstrings in their lengthened position. When you get there, hold for a brief 5. Squeeze the butt. 4, lift the back. 3, 2, we'll take it in reverse. Take one foot in, other foot in, slowly as your toes stay lifted. Just the heels are doing the work until you come all the way into a bridge pose. And as you arrive in bridge pose, begin to ground your feet down to the ground. Lift your hips up to the sky. Start to lower your spine down to the mat. Lower your hips down towards the mat. Allow everything to come down to the earth. Heel toe the feet about mat distance. Let the knees fall to the midline. Take one hand onto your heart, one hand onto the lower belly, or both hands to the sides of your ribs. And give yourself a moment to slow your breathing down. So without any kind of fidgeting around here, let both your knees fall over to the right side. Make any little minor adjustments, but don't think about it too much. Just a simple windshield wiping twist to close the practice. Maybe allow your neck to your left ear to fall over towards the left side. Bring the head back through center. Take your legs back through center. Lower them to the other side. Maybe let your ear fall, right ear fall towards the floor. Bring your head back to center, bring your knees back to center. Draw them into your chest one last time. Give yourself a nice big hug around the entire spine. Release your back. Slide the feet out to the corners of your mat. Take up as much space as feels comfortable. And arrive in final Shavasana, final resting pose. Please feel free to take as much time as you need and continue to rest. Thank you so much for sharing this practice. See you next time.